Hello and welcome to the Think Share. My name is Zach, here to bring to what I've been thinking about, sharing about, talking about, listening to, reading about that doesn't belong in math class to make you the goodest version of yourself. If you're new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. Today, I had a meeting with somebody, and in the meeting, I was describing one of my fears. I was saying that I was pretty much afraid of talking to somebody, and I also described how there are a couple of people that I wasn't afraid of talking to, but that I realized I was judging, and it wasn't working in my favor to judge these certain people. And as as I kept talking, and my wife was the one listening to me. She was really good at having me just hear how stupid I sound sometimes. And one of the things I've learned over the years is that one of the best ways when I know that I'm judging somebody, one of the best ways to deal with that is to go meet the person. So say it's that for my students out there, say there's someone that you really judge all the time for, being a kind of stuck up or always having the right answer and you're annoyed with. Hey Kathy, I listen for a bit, getting ready for bed too. Me too. I don't plan on being here more than 10 or 15 minutes. But I think all the time we have these judgments of people that hold us back. And I think all the time there's social opportunities, there's career opportunities, academic opportunities, financial opportunities that we have. And there's always something holding us back. It's almost always social. It might be that we're afraid of making a career move that people are going to judge us for. It could be that we're afraid of asking for something and coming off as someone that hi Patsy. It is a late one. Yeah, it was a weird day. We're always a little bit afraid of making that one social interaction that could really propel us way into the future in terms of our plans, our goals, our career, whatever. And so sometimes one of the best ways to do it is by talking to people. So if we're judging somebody, and we're almost looking down upon them or something, and we find that that's holding us back, I've found the best way to get through and get past the judgment is go meet the person. If you're afraid of talking to somebody, sadly, the only way to get through that sometimes is talking to the person. Sometimes when you're afraid of the judgment of somebody and so you don't make a certain kind of move, sometimes it's really useful to go talk to the person that you're afraid of being judged by. But I think we are always holding ourselves back socially, and it always has something to do with we're judging someone or we're afraid someone's judging us. So the question is, what do we do about it? And it's to talk about it. If you can talk about it with that person, and sometimes it sounds really stupid. Like I remember at one point at a professor, no, I'm trying to remember what my relationship with the person was. So I took the landmark form. I took a bunch of landmark courses, and I remember at one point, one of the things we do in the courses a lot is you kind of stand up in the front of the class and you share some of the things that have been going on with you as the program has been going on, because you develop as a human being. And at some point, I wasn't really friends with this person, but they were always sharing a lot up at the front. I was sharing a lot up at the front because we were both getting a lot of breakthroughs from the course. And at some point, I almost developed like a rivalry within my own head. It was never discussed. I never actually had a real rivalry with the person. But I talked with the other person at some point and said, I've been thinking and judging you for always being the other person that shares like the most. And, I'm always, I feel like I'm in competition with you. And he said back like, I've kind of had that same experience. But after that conversation, we were able to get that out in the open. Like that made a huge difference and we became friends. And there's one or two people where I've been afraid to talk to. And after talking with them saying, this might sound kind of strange, but I've been like afraid to talk to you. It totally clears the air because most of the time it's just us confirming that it's fear, false expectations appearing real. That's usually all it is most of the time. So if we can discover that fears are just that, fears, sometimes that's the breakthrough that we need to have to get to whatever the next step is for us. That's really all I got today. Thank you for listening. It's a short one, 5 minutes. I'm impressed with myself. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this, give it a like. If you heard more, yeah, I think I heard that like in 9th or 10th grade or something. If you got something out of this, share it with somebody, like it, subscribe, whatever. Thank you for watching. Stay weird, humans.